Hello, Thornton Darts here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at experimenting with different shapes of flight and also length of stems. Now, I did a video a little while back on experimenting with flight thicknesses, and you can see in that video how I got different angles of the dart, for example, out of using different thicknesses. I'll link that above if you haven't seen it. And that led me on to taking a look at length of stem and then flights. And then DartsClearance on their eBay store, they just released a flights and shafts mega pack, is what they're calling it, to experiment with your dart setup. And it basically comes with 4 different flights and 4 different shape flights and 3 different size of stem. So essentially you've got 12 different combinations to try for only £4. So I just thought it's a really good value deal for people to try these different setups I'm about to mention. So I've got some and we're going to be taking a look at those and hopefully throwing them in the board so you guys can get a bit of an idea as well on how you might be able to get something different or some added benefit from trying different setups on your darts. Okay, so actually you have got a pack here and I'm going to be showing you what you're getting for your £4. Now, first up we have short stems. Then we have intermediate or tweeny. I prefer to call them intermediate because for me tweenies was a program I watched as a kid. If you're old like me, then you know what that means. And then we have medium as well. So your 3 main sizes of stems there. Then you've got 4 different shapes of flights. So first up we've got pairs. Probably Glenn Durrant, one of the most prominent players for using pair flights, same as Steve Beaton, he used those for many years. Kite flights, Brendan Dolan I believe uses kites, Danny Noppert, Matt Edgar now uses kites. Then we've got the slim flights, Matt Edgar used to use these, Phil Taylor used to use a slim flight as well. And then we also have probably the most common flight in the world, which is the standard shape. So you get lots in there. The reason I say 12 combinations is because, for example, if you put your short stems on, you can try every shape of flight on it. Then you do the same with the next size stem and the next one. So that's where you get your 12 combinations from. So quite a lot of good value in there for the £4. And let's see what each setup does to our darts in the board. Okay, so we're going to start off with standard flights with short stems, and then we're going to change up the flight shape, and then we'll go up to the next level. But we'll have 9 darts to sort of each setup and just discuss any making differences, really. So let's start with the short and standard. $80. Found the treble in the end. I use intermediate with standard flights anyway. They don't feel too dissimilar. Although I will say they feel a tad bit faster than my usual. 58. Let's swap to the next one. Next up, we're going to use short stem slim flight. Okay, first impression of these is they want to go flat. If you're a stacker or you want to try stacking, like our old pal Phil Taylor, then these are the flights to try for sure. They feel very fast through the air. I personally find it quite hard to control, but I could see the advantage of them for sure. Next up we're going short stems and kite flights. Never really thrown kites much, to be honest. Well, maybe I should. Okay. Again, when I compare it to the standard, they feel a lot faster through the air, but not as fast as the slims. But they do feel more stable than the slims for me. 26, bed and breakfast, pork and beans, whatever you want to call it. and a 95 to finish off. So that is the short with kites. Okay, next up I'm going short with pairs. A bit of a bounce out there, but again, I'm finding with these slimmer shaped flights, they're just travelling faster and I don't feel like I need to throw as hard. Again, sitting a little bit flat, not as flat as the slims, but I just feel like I could be a bit more relaxed with them. But that's it for the short stems. So let's try them now with the next size up, or actually I think we'll go to mediums. Okay, so we're skipping straight to the mediums because I think we'll see the biggest difference between short and then the medium, and we're going with the standard flights to start with, and we'll see what we see. Okay, first thing to notice is angle in the board. Definitely sitting more upright. Again, I feel like with the standard setup, you've got to give it a bit more welly. When I've thrown the kites and the slims, they just feel a lot faster. I don't feel like I have to put as much effort in, but these do feel more stable through the air. 123. I have one more with these. I think most of us would have tried something similar. Yeah, there we have it. That's medium with standard. Next up, we're going for the slim flights and the long stems, medium stems, longer. Okay, again, continuing with this flat motion. If anything, these feel a little bit flatter than they were before. Again, I feel like with my throw, I find these hard to control. I think because I'm quite erratic. I've not got a lovely straight throw at the moment, but the only thing I would say about with the long is when you get darts like that, you go above the treble. I mean, you've kind of blocked it off really. You have to switch. That's probably the only disadvantage to having the longer stems on this setup. Next up, we've got the medium stems with the kite flight. Yeah, these feel nice. What I like about the kites is they're not too zippy through the air. There's a good balance between the speed of the dart and the stability. Yeah, they just feel a good balance between almost a standard and a slim flight. But yeah, that's the kites with the medium. Last but not least, we have the pairs with the medium. Okay, what I will say is they didn't feel as flat with the short, I don't think, but they're going through the air quite nicely, but they've become a very stackable dart all of a sudden with the medium, and oh, popped flat there. And yeah, I think you've got to be a bit more. I think these will force you to have a good technique because you'll know when you're not throwing them right. But yeah, that's it for testing the setups. So there we have it. We've now thrown a couple of the different setups that come within this pack, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. And what I would say about this sort of setup pack is that if you've thrown the same setup for quite a while, I think it's good to throw different setups because one, you might find that one of them positively impacts your game. They may fly better, they may feel more comfortable, but also even if you don't find a setup that is better within this pack. It kind of validates that what you might prefer currently really is the right one for you. So if you've thrown the same equipment for years, you try some new stuff, you still prefer your old setup, at least you've tried and you know that that is right for you. But on the flip side, you could then try it and then maybe you go, actually, kite flights work really well for me. I'm going to try these further. Maybe you can then get different colors. Hopefully DartsClearance will release some more because it says black mega pack. Maybe we'll see some yellow, some red, for example. But what I really like about it is just the experimentation. I'm a big one for trying new things. Maybe you can get a small advantage from trying something new, or maybe it just makes you realize that what you're currently using is great for you. So as always, guys, thank you for watching the video. If you do want to buy this pack, I'll leave a link in the description because I think it's just really good value to try out all these different things. But I'll catch you next time for another video. Ciao.